In this webinar, we will review the step-by-step process of filling out an application. Please ensure prior to sending in your application that you are filling out the most current version. To find this, please visit our website, nursingworld.org, and choosing Magnet Pathway Accreditation from the choices across the top of your screen. You will then click on Advanced Practice Provider Fellowship Accreditation, which will lead you to our APPFA homepage. Once here, on the left-hand side, you will locate and click on the word Apply. This will lead you to the dates of when to apply, self-study submission dates, as well as our most up-to-date version of our application and application addendum. To locate the most current version of the APPFA application, please go to our website at nursingworld.org, hover over or click on Magnet Pathway Accreditation, scroll down until you see Advanced Practice Provider Fellowship Accreditation. Click here, and this will lead you to our home page. On the left side of the screen, you will see the word Apply. Please click here, and this will show you first the application submission dates, our self-study submission dates, and if you keep scrolling down, you will see the APPFA application form and the addendum form. The first page of the application starts with our demographics section. You will put your program name. Once accredited, this name will be used on the program certificate, plaque, and in the APPFA directory. The next line is your organization name. Please specify the name of the organization or health system where the learners practice. After that, please provide the type of application. Is this an initial accreditation or a reaccreditation? If you are seeking reaccreditation, please enter your program's number. Next, you will provide us with your program's mailing address. The second page continues with demographics. If you would like ANCC to display your website link in the APPFA directory if accredited, please select Yes and provide your website URL. You will then provide us with your CNO or CMO's name, credentials, emails, and phone number. The next section on this page is eligibility verification on the program director. The applicant program must designate one individual as the program director or PD, who is accountable for ensuring program compliance with APPFA standards. In some organizations, there may be a co-director. ANCC requires that one be designated as the primary point of contact with the APPFA office. The PD must meet the following requirements upon program application. Possess a current unencumbered license as a PA or APRN or international equivalent. Possess a national certification as a PA, APRN, or international equivalent. Has education or experience in adult learning principles. Maintains accountability and oversight of all participating sites, specialties, and service lines. Maintains accountability for the education design process, which includes development, design, implementation, and evaluation of the program. Agree to serve as primary point of contact with the PTAP APPFA team. You will provide the PD name, credentials, email, phone number, license, etc. Please see Chapter 2 in the APPFA manual for eligibility requirements. If you have a co-director, you will put their information here. They will need to follow the same eligibility requirements in Chapter 2 of the APPFA manual. Next, you will verify your program eligibility. Please confirm that the PD or PDs have accountability and oversight of all participating sites, service lines, and specialties, education design process, and agree to serve as the primary point of contact with the APPFA office. You will need to confirm that at least one cohort has graduated from your program, and you will put the year and month your program first started, the program length in months, and the year and month that the first cohort graduated. You will then answer the following questions about minimum wage requirements, equal employment opportunity, and compliance with local, state, federal, and international laws and regulations. Please note, all learners must be paid at least the applicable minimum wage according to federal, state, and local requirements or international equivalents as part of their employment. The program cannot require that learners pay to participate in the program. The next question is to determine if your program accreditation was ever denied, suspended, or revoked by ANCC or any other organization. Simply select yes or no here. If you select yes, please provide a description. This next part, the number of learners per survey, is one we want to focus in on as we get a lot of confusion here. Your N, or number of learners per survey, is the number of learners only from eligible sites and specialty or service lines that have participated in the program during the 12 months preceding the application form submission. This includes current participants and graduates, regardless of their current status in the organization. For example, if you submit your application on January 15th, 2024, your 12 months of learners you would be looking at would be between January 15th, 2023 to January 15th, 2024. If you have had a learner leave the program on February 1st, 2023, you would still include that in your N. If you had a learner start the program on January 14th, 2024 and have only been in the program for a day, you would still count them in your N. We require at least 51% of this N to respond to the survey for the program to move forward in the accreditation process. Afterwards, in the next section, you will indicate which participating sites are included in your application. Sites are defined as the locations where the APP fellowship is operationalized. If you only have one site, you would put that under number 1 and leave the rest of the section blank. If you run a large group of primary clinics, home health programs, or ambulatory clinics, please contact us at appfa@ana.org, as we may guide you to regionalize instead of listing them as individual sites. This is on a case-by-case basis, so please contact us. If you have more than 5 participating sites, you will need to use the application addendum form located on our website under the Apply section. If you have more sites than the addendum allows, you can submit subsequent application forms. Please do not combine the files or alter our application or the application addendum form in any way. We will cover single sites versus multi-sites on the next 2 slides. Please see this diagram indicating a single site versus multi-site program with multiple workplace settings. You will see on the left side we have a single site program. Within that single site program, you may have one single specialty or service line at that one site, or you may have multiple specialties or service lines at that one site. The right side is a multi-site program. You may have a single specialty or service line at multiple sites, or you may have multiple specialties or service lines at multiple sites. Here is an example of a single site program with a single specialty or service line at the top left, and below that, a single site program with one specialty or service line that rotates among sites. If the fellow spends at least 50% of their time at one site, this is the eligible site you will list. Please reach out to appfa@ana.org with any questions. On the right side of the page, you will see a multi-site program with multiple specialties or service lines. Page 6 of the application form is where you will list any non-participating sites. These are the sites that do not participate in the program. If you have more than 5 non-participating sites, please use the application addendum form. Next, you will confirm you attached your organizational chart or charts. You may have an organizational chart as well as an APP fellowship organizational chart. You would provide us with both as a separate document in the same email as your application. Please ensure that your organizational charts demonstrate the relationship of key leaders within the organization. It should include all participating organizations for multi-site programs. You need to clearly identify the fellowship structure and key stakeholders. Please remember to put names, roles, and credentials for all key program stakeholders. This next section, afterwards, reviews single-site program instructions for denoting eligible practice settings. If you are a multi-site program, please skip this section and go to page 8 of your application. For our single-site programs, you will outline which specialty or service lines are eligible for accreditation review. An eligibility reminder is to ensure that you've had a minimum of 1 learner complete the program at the site and within the specialty or service line to be eligible for accreditation. You must also have a minimum of 1 learner complete the program at each specialty or service line included on the application within the 24-month time frame prior to application submission for our new applicants, or a 48-month time frame prior to application submission for reaccrediting programs. On the next slide, you will indicate how many learners have participated in each specialty or service line during the application review time frame by providing a number in the second column. For new programs, you're looking at a 24-month period prior to application submission. And for reaccrediting programs, you're looking at a 48-month period prior to application submission. You will indicate the number of learners in each specialty or service line during that time frame. To review, you will tell us which specialty or service lines are eligible for accreditation. Appendix A in the back of the APPFA 2023 manual lists these specialty definitions. You will tell us what year the program started at each eligible specialty or service line, and then you will indicate the number of learners in the application timeframe. If you are a new program, you are looking at 24 months prior to application submission, and a reaccrediting program will be looking at 48 months prior to application submission. As a reminder, to meet the eligibility requirements, you must have had at least one learner complete the program at each site and specialty or service line within the past 24 or 48-month timeframe prior to application submission. Here we can see I have already filled out the year the program started and the number of learners. As you start to put your year and numbers of learners, you'll note on the bottom that there will be a total that's already auto-calculating. This number is usually bigger than your N. This next section is for multi-site programs. If you are a single-site program, please skip over to page 10 of the application. Our multi-site programs will provide us with an executive summary describing how the program is consistently being operationalized across all sites. How do you ensure that you run one consistent program? The next section reviews multi-site program instructions for denoting eligible specialties or service lines. First, you will include the eligible site names at the top of the page, which will be shown on the next slide. These are the sites that you listed as participating on page 4 and 5. Next, you will tell us which specialty or service line under each site is eligible for accreditation review. If you need to, please refer to the list of specialty definitions within Appendix A of the 2023 APPFA manual. An eligibility reminder is to ensure a minimum of one learner has completed the program at each site and specialty or service line to be eligible for accreditation. You must also have a minimum of one learner complete the program at each site and specialty or service line included on your application within the 24-month timeframe prior to application submission for our new applicants, or 48-month timeframe prior to application submission for reaccrediting programs. Under number 3, you will see instructions that you will utilize on the next page. You'll indicate how many learners have participated in each specialty or service line during the application review timeframe by providing a number in the second column. Remember, if you are a new applicant, you are looking at a 24-month timeframe prior to application submission. For reaccrediting programs, you are looking at a 48-month timeframe prior to application submission. You will indicate this number of learners in each specialty or service line during the appropriate timeframe. To review, along the top of this section, you will list each site that's eligible for accreditation, and below these sites, you will tell us which specialty or service lines are eligible for accreditation. Please indicate the year that the program started at each eligible specialty or service line, and then indicate the number of learners in those application timeframe, 24 months for a new program or 48 months for a reaccrediting program prior to application submission. For those who have more than 5 participating sites, please do not forget to fill this section out within the application addendum form. And if you have more than 15 sites, please complete a second application addendum form. Please do not try to combine any PDFs to make it into one document. As a reminder, to meet eligibility requirements, you must have had at least one learner complete the program at each site and specialty or service line within the past 24 to 48-month timeframe, depending on if you are a new program or a reaccrediting program, prior to application submission. As you see, we have indicated which specialty or service lines are eligible. As you start to indicate the number of learners towards the bottom, it will auto-populate. Usually, this number is bigger than your N. This next section is where you will indicate your ANCC designation status. If your organization is Magnet recognized, has Pathway to Excellence designation, is PTEP accredited, has joint accreditation, or is an ANCC accredited provider unit, please check the box next to the appropriate designation. We will verify this information and email you if we are unable to confirm your status, requesting a document or certificate to prove your status. Please note that joint accreditation is different than the Joint Commission. This is interprofessional continuing education. Also note that the ANCC accredited provider unit differs from an approver unit. Only provider status will be confirmed. After you have completed this section, you will provide us in 500 words or less a brief description of the healthcare organization and/or health system. This page starts with a brief history and description of the APP Fellowship seeking accreditation. In 500 words or less, tell us when your program started, how has it evolved, etc. After providing that brief history, you will indicate if you're utilizing a vendor product. If you do not, please check the box on the bottom of the page. This next section is where you will indicate your eligibility criteria for APP Fellowship applicants. Remember, the 2023 APPFA Manual learner requirements are that the PD ensures that the learners in the program meet the following requirements upon application. They must have graduated from an accredited PA or APRN academic program or international equivalent, hold a current unencumbered license or international equivalent as a PA or APRN, hold a national certification or international equivalent as a PA or APRN, must be paid at least the applicable minimum wage according to federal, state, local requirements or international equivalent as part of their employment, and they cannot be required to pay to participate in the program. You may have other requirements such as BLS, ACLS, etc. You can list those here. The last page of the application is your attestation. You will indicate the name of the applicant organization and then provide your name, title, and date. This application should be completed by either the PD or CNO or CMO. If you have any questions, please reach out to us anytime at appfa@ana.org.